at some time or another, have agonized over making a decision. Some decisions are major decisions. And also there are a lot of small decisions that we don't make, that they tax our minds, they drain our energy. They create a lot of anxiety and nervousness because we don't take care of it. We decide not to decide, which is a decision. Deciding to decide, to act, is a major, major challenge for all of us at different points in different areas of our lives. And there are things that happen to us along the way, experiences that we have that prevent us from working through the mental block of acting, of doing those things that we know we ought to do. And so what I want you to think about is, what is there that you know you need to do, that you want to do this, but for some reason or another, you've been holding back. For some reason or another, you just have not been able to gather your nerves or be able to work through the procrastinating or putting it off or justifying or blaming. Some reason or another, you just haven't done it. And you know you ought to do this. You really want to do this, but you don't know why you haven't done it. We know that this is not easy, that you really have got to put all of yourself into it. It's very challenging to act, to do those things. There are times when you're looking at it and you say, I know I need to do this, but I don't feel like it. From acting is the fear of failure. And if you've already failed, you don't want to fail again. The pain of that, the disappointment, the fear of loss is another thing. Because many times when we do those things that we know we need to do, we feel that we might lose somebody. Many of us don't act because we want other people's approval. Many of us don't do the things that we want to do and don't act because of lack of self-confidence. We don't believe enough in ourselves. There are a lot of people that their jobs are making them sick because they won't act. You check out the absenteeism and people that are depressed. And so there are many reasons why we don't act. There are other things, though, that affect us. It's that not wanting to take personal responsibility. We want somebody else to do it. Many times we pick up our inability to do certain things from people that we love, people that we admire. We identify with them, and we live in the context of their ideas, their opinions, and their life patterns. We buy into it unconsciously.
I couldn't help but think that God wants greatness to come out of us. But it takes a humility to handle greatness. You can't believe one way and live another way and be great. It's going to cost you some time. It's going to cost you some energy. It's going to cost you some sacrifice. It's going to cost you some resources. It's going to cost you some hours of your life laying down, paying the price, going the extra mile, doing what other people are not willing to do. Greatness is not cheap. Greatness always costs more. That's why there's not many people who achieve greatness. They're not willing to pay the price. And God says the ones that I can trust greatness with in the great house are the ones who will purge themselves, cleanse themselves, set themselves aside and say, God, I want to be great for you. I want you to touch my life with your grace, and I want to see greatness break forth in my life for the glory of my King.
You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here. And the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear.
You know, we like to live in the future, but in the wrong way. If you're not going to enjoy the present moment, moment, I want you to understand one thing. You have to project into the future in the right way. You can definitely go ahead and forget about your past, everything that happened that isn't serving you anymore. Learn your lessons and move on. And you should enjoy the present moment, each and every day, the progress, the journey, as much as possible. But when you take a moment to glimpse into your future, you have to do it properly. Not worrying, not daydreaming, visualize. Some of you have become nearsighted. You need visual correction. I'm not talking about your glasses or your contact lenses. I'm talking about how you look into your next day, how you look into the next month, how you look into the next 5 years of your life. Some people can barely see 3 steps in front of them. And you cannot keep doing this if you want something amazing in your life. You have to start to create the future today. Some people, all they think about is what's going to happen this week, tomorrow. Worried about tomorrow. Worried about the little problems like I can't find my phone or I lost my keys. Or nobody liked my post on Facebook or Twitter. Nobody cares about what I have to say. But you have to think bigger than that. Of course you're gonna be miserable when you choose to focus on these little petty things that mean nothing. One of the most powerful thoughts that I know is, will this matter once I'm dead? Will this matter in 200 years, 300 years? How about 1,000 or 2,000 or 1,000,000 years? See, you have an opportunity today to step into your greatness. To live the way that you want to live. But we would rather project bullshit worries and concerns into our next day, ruining our potential, ruining our opportunity to make a difference. Quit bringing depression into your own life. What is your vision? Some people won't be able to see it, but you need to see it. It's your vision. It's when you close your eyes and ask yourself, what am I here to do? Why am I on this planet? What am I here to share, to give, and experience? What is the purpose of my life? Why are you here? You need a reason to breathe. Don't walk around any longer falling over yourself. Many people can barely look a step ahead. Pick up your head, and when you think about the future, when you think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, see it in detail, paint the picture. Don't lose the ability of seeing what you want in your mind, because if you do this, you will be able to create it in real life. And that is the secret that so many people don't want to talk about. But you see all the greats saying, I saw it in my mind before it ever became reality. And I need you to visualize yourself exactly where you're going to be. I need you to go ahead and predict the future. But I'm not talking about guessing here. I'm talking about making it a reality already in your mind, having that belief and knowing that this, without any question of a doubt, will come true, will be made to life by you.
You want to be persistent about what it is that you want to achieve. Alexander Graham Bell said, what this power is, I cannot say. All I know is that it exists, and it becomes available only when a man or a woman is in that state of mind in which he or she knows exactly what he or she wants and is fully determined not to quit until they find it. Don't get caught up in, well, I've tried it 4 or 5 times and things didn't work out. If there's something that you want and you're hungry for it, you've got to do whatever is necessary until. And when you give the best you can and that's not enough, you must do what is required. And don't give up on yourself. Don't throw the towel in so quickly. Many people give up on the 1-yard line. Do whatever is required. Just go out there.
I get emails on Facebook from friends I went to high school with, often starting with, "Gary, you're so lucky." I reply to every single one of them, all of them. I am super not lucky. Let me remind you, Rick, remember when we graduated college and you went to the Jersey Shore every weekend and hooked up with chicks and drank beer? I worked.
It's hard living. Life is hard. It's hard when you're married and raising children and your children are crawling and your husband dies unexpectedly. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard when you're working on something and you put everything you have in it and it doesn't work out. You lose your money and other people's money. It's hard. See, life is not just that simple. It's not that cut and dry. And that's why most people never realize their personal greatness, because they're casual about life. And when you are casual about life, you will end up a casualty. Life is serious business. So I encourage you to be persistent, to not decide that I've done the best I can. I guess I just can't have it. Don't make that decision.
The disproportional reason so many people in here will not win, let's just get right to the chase. The disproportionate reason that most people in this room will not win is actually not the hard work. It's your lack of patience. The lack of patience is what hurts so many people.
It's possible you can get what you want. It's necessary. If you want it, you got to go into action. You got to be willing to experiment. You got to be willing to fail and to succeed. You got to be willing to form and to develop new relationships. It's you, it's on you. You got to make that happen. Nobody's going to bring it to you on a silver platter and say, here's your dream manifested. You go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you. Don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy.
You know exactly what you should be doing. There's only one problem though. You're distracted. And no wonder, anytime you look around, there's all of this noise. From morning till night, there's distraction upon distraction. Another email, another phone call, another notification. But the greatest minds of all time have one thing in common. They were able to tune out the noise. They were able to fully focus on their work, their passion, and their purpose. And now there's more noise than ever. Now it has become almost impossible to tune it out. But do you know what that means? It means that the reward is even greater. Can you focus on your vision? Can you keep your attention on it no matter what happens? Because it is guaranteed that not only will there be small distractions where most people fall off, but at some point all hell will break loose and there will be uncertainty and chaos in your life. Will you stay with it? Will you remain focused at that time? No one can do this part for you. You can pay other people to do part of your work. You can find people that will support you and help you out. But nobody other than yourself will keep seeing your vision as clearly as you will. And that's the only way it'll ever come alive. Who are you here to be? Not what. Who are you here to be? Who are you to the world? What do you have in you that needs to be brought out? That's your mission. That's the extraordinary passion that lives within. Stop numbing yourself by passing time. You need every second you can get. Stop escaping your calling by pretending like it's okay to settle for something else. You're not only failing yourself when you do that, you're failing all of us. And everyone close to you, everyone who actually cares about you. The moment that you try to sacrifice yourself to make some of those people around you happy, you're letting them down more than ever. The only problem is that you don't realize, and nor do they. But as you take that step towards your vision and tune out all of the critics, as you tune out all of the distractions, and as you gather all of your energy and concentrate all of your being on this one thing, that's when you're creating something that will remain unmatched. That is your deepest gift, and it's time to share it. Only through concentration and focus, only through applying yourself completely, fully, entirely, and giving your all until there's nothing left.